I'm a lazy and a cheap gardener. When I plant perennials, I want plants that don't require much water, if any. And I want plants that basically self-propagate, and when they do, they choke out weeds. So here's a couple that are fantastic. There are two plants in the picture here. We've got Liatris, which is the tall green ones. They end up producing amazing purple flowers in the fall and attract butterflies. The orange one is actually called butterfly weed, and right now it's in full bloom. It's late June right now. We got bees all over it, and you can see that there's essentially no weeds or grass in here. Let's go over a little bit to a plant that is not very successful. This is phlox. Phlox is a great early spring bloomer, one of my favorite plants. It forms a dense ground cover, but you can see that it's been polluted with a lot of excess grass that I'm going to have to pull out manually. We'll look a little more at the butterfly weed. Here it is. You can see it's these have all volunteered. Not a lot of weeds inside of them. Here I get to the end of the garden bed, and we're full of grass right here. So you know where the liatris and the butterfly weed are, there's not too much grass. So I think it's pretty safe to say that these two plants can outcompete grass and weeds. Here's another star performer. It's called Jupiter's Beard. It is not a native Colorado plant, but it's definitely a good one for a xeric garden. It forms dense clusters with nice showy flowers. It's not in full bloom right now, but it will be later in the summer. It self-propagates very readily, and it does tend to suppress the weeds. I don't see any weeds at all in there. This one here is called Lamb's Ear. Beautiful ground cover. I don't see any weeds in there, so it seems to have been volunteering, and it seems to be suppressing the weeds. Everybody loves lavender, and I do too. It's beautiful. Look at all the pollinators on there. Big, dense clusters. It does tend to volunteer, but you'll notice there's some extra flowers in there, and those are from bindweed. So those are almost the worst weed you can have in Colorado is the bindweed. So it looks like lavender, for whatever reason, is not very good at suppressing the weeds. Here's a yarrow plant. You know, yarrow is a great plant. It does volunteer. It's a xeric plant that doesn't require any water. Beautiful flowers. And you can see this plant in particular is fully infested with grass. So although it's able to thrive, it does not seem to suppress grass or weeds. So this is not an exhaustive list. This is just a few plants that I've observed in my garden that I did not plant. The previous owners did that probably 5 to 10 years ago. So these plants have had plenty of time to thrive and do their thing and either suppress the weeds or not. Good plants, they do have the ability to actually deter other plants from growing more than just kind of depriving the weeds of shade. They actually will chemically outcompete the weeds. So hope this is useful. Take care. Let me know in the comments if you got any thoughts, or you think I'm totally wrong, or if I missed a plant that you think is great.